Yes, people, them Grand Rising, and welcome back to Rasenal TV, and you are here for the Rasenal Transfer Centre discussing all summer transfers surrounding Arsenal this summer. How are we feeling this morning? It's a new week, so go out there, get your blessings, get your work done, get your grind on. You know what I'm saying? It's that time, people, them. It's summertime. Let's get to work. As we've been always doing, the World Cup is still in full swing. I have a question though, Arsenal fans. I'm just gonna ask a question. This is not a player that is leaving this summer, but I want to answer questions. Seriously now. Not just from an Arsenal fan perspective, but even if you're supporting England as well. Should Saka come home? I'm just gonna answer a question. Let me know in the comment section down below, people. Then big up yourselves. But we are here to discuss transfer news, and we're gonna start with outgoings as well. I do want to say, we are going to discuss outgoings, but I do want to say that this week could start, I said it last week, and it's going to be reaffirmed again later on in the show as well, that Arsenal could start getting some deals done from this week onwards, indeed, starting with a youngster and a big player as well. So make sure you subscribe to Rasenal TV, people. I am your host, Dini. Let's get into this video right now, and we're going to start out of the gates with Sami Mokbel. Sami Mokbel is a journalist that writes for the BBC. He's talking about sports, and he's started in the last couple of years as well to have some very good hits surrounding Arsenal. And yesterday he was speaking on YouTube with the FK Exchange, I think it is. I could be pronouncing that wrong. On his YouTube called The Lati Firm, and they were talking about Arsenal transfers towards the end of their stream. And Sami Mokbel said a number of things around Nwaneri, Odegaard, and Gyökeres as well. And I actually think that's very, very interesting, because yesterday I came on here and said there was a link put out by Craig Hope that potentially, or these people on Twitter, that Odegaard could leave this summer, but not necessarily through a source of like reputable means, you know what I'm saying, a good source. This was just fan information. But yesterday, after that, a few hours later, it came up with the news, especially with Martin Odegaard. You know, let's start with Martin Odegaard. He said yesterday that Martin Odegaard, there are whispers around him in terms of a potential departure, but only for the right price. Only what for the right price. And the question is, I want to ask you, what is the right price? Price. Why can't I speak? What is the right price for a Premier League captain? Now, Odegaard does have a contract until 20 and one of the things that is true that we discussed on yesterday's show was that Odegaard is one of the few players at Arsenal that isn't currently being discussed or isn't discussing a new contract with the club. Marino is, Rice is, Timber is, Raya is, Declan Rice is, I think I've already said that. Saka's agreed a new contract. Saliba, Gabriel, even Nwaneri we're going to talk about momentarily as well. All these players have all signed new contracts, bar Martin Odegaard. But what is the right price for a Premier League captain? Now, he has been in and out of the squad in the last year due to injury. In the last couple of seasons, due to injury, has affected Martin Odegaard's playing time at Arsenal. Whether his value has gone up and down remains to be seen, but he is a Premier League winning captain. How much would you sell Martin Odegaard for if someone came this summer and said, I would like to sign Martin Odegaard? Now, apparently, according to Craig Hope yesterday, some of the teams that are interested in Martin Odegaard's services is the likes of your Bayern Munichs and your PSGs as well. What do you think about that? Would you sell Martin Odegaard this summer? Let me know in the comment section down below. I personally believe that we won't be seeing Martin Odegaard leave this summer, but I'm saying if you was to sell Martin Odegaard, you got the likes of Elliot Anderson going for 100 and something million, Tonali going for 90 million. Even us with Alex Scott, we want to sign Alex Scott, and Sami Mokbel also said that the Alex Scott interest is genuine as well. We brought that news to you last week. I think you got to sell Odegaard for a minimum of 90 million. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's what I'm saying. Minimum. Because if you're selling the likes of Jesus and Trossard for around 20 million, Martinelli around 90 million, Martinelli around 60 million, if you do potentially sell these players and these are the standard market rates, if this is the standard market rate, Odegaard is 90 million in my opinion. But you could call me insane. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know your opinions on that as well. Martin Odegaard, he spoke on Ethan Nwaneri as well. And as we know, Ethan Nwaneri is a fan favourite and he's our boy. It's like our little brother almost, Ethan Nwaneri, coming out of Haaland and seeing him play for the Arsenal. He said that if there's one person that could highly likely leave this summer, it is Ethan Nwaneri. Now, he's not saying that he knows that there is a bid coming in for him anytime soon. We do know that Chelsea hold strong interest in Ethan Nwaneri, but this is a deal that's just it does represent just pure profit for Arsenal. And that's what they're talking about, balancing the books, because they want to go into this transfer market and sign the players that they want to buy. And even though Arsenal don't necessarily have to sell any players right now, because we don't really have to sell any players, but to balance the books naturally, they say that's what the best teams do when it comes to selling. And we know that Arsenal have a bad history of selling players. You know, if we actually sold players better in our history, maybe we wouldn't even have to sell the likes of Nwaneri this summer. Do you know what I'm saying? But if it comes down to it, like I said, our record summer transfer is who? Our record income for a transfer is who? I'm going to say it in 3, 2, 1. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, of course, 35 million as a sale, and we've never beaten that. We haven't beaten that in almost, a decade? Over a decade now? Over a decade. So, Ethan Nwaneri, what do we think? Him going to Chelsea it'll feel like a knife in my heart. I'm not going to lie. Buying Madueke, letting Nwaneri go to Chelsea, that wouldn't feel great to me. And I genuinely think Nwaneri could offer more than Madueke does. But anyway, that's my humble opinion. It could be my Arsenal Haaland bias. You let me know in the comment section down below. How would you feel about Ethan Nwaneri leaving this summer? And how would you feel if it was Chelsea that it was his destination? Because that's what CFC Goldberg is saying. CFC Goldberg was actually saying this last year as well. And we actually brought this up last year regarding Ethan Nwaneri. I genuinely thought it was silly. I'm going to see if I can find the clip, right?
With Noni Madueke. We haven't contacted Chelsea. We haven't made a bid yet, or this, that, and the other. Blah, 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 blah. A couple of hours after that, Fabrizio Romano says, Chelsea are interested in an Ethan Nwaneri situation at Arsenal because his contract, we haven't signed him to a contract yet because he wants guaranteed playing time. Ethan Nwaneri wants guaranteed playing time. He wants to stay at Arsenal. Arsenal want him to stay at Arsenal. But Ethan wants assurances that he will get played, right? He wants those assurances.
The clip, right? But I genuinely thought the Ethan Nwaneri interest was silly last year. But look how serious it is now. I would prefer a loan for Ethan Nwaneri. Maybe go on loan to Bournemouth. So why Nwaneri go on loan to Bournemouth? You play European football. Why not? Ethan Nwaneri to Bournemouth. What would you think? I'm saying go Bournemouth, brother. Have a year in Europe. Have a year in Bournemouth. You get Premier League football. This, that, and the other. Just don't go to Chelsea. Arsenal, don't do this, man. Don't do this, Arsenal. Send him on loan. Send him on a light loan. Let him get his development, then come back into Arsenal. Because let's say Odegaard does stay for another year. At the bare minimum, Ethan Nwaneri goes on loan. You sell Odegaard. Nwaneri develops, and then you bring him back in next year. Does that sound too far-fetched? Am I living in a dream? Let me know in the comment section down below, people then. Also, he spoke on Victor Gyökeres and Alvarez. Now, there was a story released in the last, week or so that apparently Arsenal and Atletico Madrid had agreed a swap deal for Gyökeres and Alvarez. We didn't report on that because we knew it was nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. But Sami Mokbel spoke on Gyökeres and Alvarez yesterday, not that deal specifically. He said that if you speak to people about Victor Gyökeres and his strengths and that he's brought and what he's brought to Arsenal in the last year or so, it helped us in winning the Premier League, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? He didn't score as many goals as I would like him to. He didn't have a pre-season, but he still had a good return. He still had a good return, battling, that's the same, being a bulldozing striker as well. At the same time, he can finish as well. A handful for the defenders, a flat track bully, you can almost call him. That is Victor Gyökeres. But he is a good striker. I do like him as a striker. And I do hope he has a pre-season with Arsenal as well. And even in the last game, who was he? Sweden got battered by who? Netherlands. They got battered by the Netherlands. But even in the second half, Victor Gyökeres actually had a decent performance. Dropping into midfield, linking up the play, then running in behind to be on the end of the runs as well. Victor Gyökeres can have a good future at Arsenal. I do believe that. And he will have a pre-season. But he was saying that Arsenal's dream apparently is, our dream signing for them is getting Julian Alvarez to the club. And if you sign Julian Alvarez, because it's very unlikely that Kai Havertz is going to lead the summer because he's such a big favourite with Mikel Arteta and the way Arsenal play as well. If there was one striker that could potentially leave to free up space for Julian Alvarez, he's saying potentially a question mark could be held over Victor Gyökeres's head. How do you feel about that? As we know, Victor Gyökeres signed last summer. He's got a contract till 2030 as well. So would it be a swap? Something plus cash? Or do they sign Alvarez and send Gyökeres again out? Sell Gyökeres again outright? I don't know. I really, really don't know about that. I mean, we're selling Jesus as it is. Is it too much to have Havertz, Gyökeres and Alvarez? Is that too much? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, people. It could be interesting. Now, yesterday, the Hand of Arsenal said that in the coming weeks, Morgan Rogers, those talks will start with Aston Villa and Morgan Rogers. Agreeing a deal will not be a problem at all, but it's the fee that will be key to the deal of getting Rogers through the door at Coney. I know it's Sohoba Realty, but London Coney, you know what I'm saying, people there. Now, Morgan Rogers does have a contract until 2031 because he did sign it in November of last year, November or December of last year. So it will be a big outlay for Morgan Rogers. I speculated the other day, and we can still estimate indeed how much these players could cost coming into Arsenal. So how much do you think it could be to sign Morgan Rogers if we do get that deal over the line? It's also key to say as well that speaking on the Latte Firm yesterday, Sammy Motbell did say that Arsenal do have, obviously we know Arsenal have strong interest in Bradley Barcola as well, but signing both Rogers and Barcola in the same window would provide, I mean, we'd have to get some serious sales done to bring money in. And he's basically saying it's unlikely that both Barcola and Rogers could come in the same window. But who knows what could happen? Who knows what could happen? But Morgan Rogers, how much could he cost? That's my main question really. How much could Morgan Rogers cost? I'm saying a minimum. I think we could get a deal done. I said 92 million. So I think between 85 and 92 million gets Morgan Rogers through the door at Arsenal. Is that too much? We will see. We will see how he does as well. Let's see. Let's see, because England play in a couple of days. England play tomorrow. Today? I'm not sure. Yeah, go find out. But it's all right. And last but not least, Andrea Bartashvili. I might pronounce it wrong. The Georgian youngster playing his football in Georgia. Of course, 17 years old, has apparently, according to Georgian reports, has signed a deal. Arsenal have agreed a deal with his club, FC Liberia 1999, or agreed a contract at least, and he's set to sign with the club in 2027. This is, of course, according to Georgian reports, but we could find out more about this in the coming days and the coming hours. Because the one thing the Hand of Arsenal, as I said, did say that the Morgan Rogers deal will start to accelerate over the next couple of weeks as well. Talks will start. And I said like 4 days ago, I literally said last week, I wouldn't be surprised if deals start, getting completed from the start of this week now that we are in. So we are here now. So let's see what happens. But how do you feel about some of the outgoings that could happen this summer? Ethan Nwaneri to Chelsea. That's the main team that's currently in for Chelsea at the moment. Apparently Dortmund were very close to signing Ethan Nwaneri in 2025. I think it was in the summer, but obviously then he signed a new contract. He started the season at Arsenal, but then he went on loan. So potentially Dortmund could be coming back in for a player of the likes of Ethan Nwaneri with what they've done in Jude Bellingham, his brother, Sancho, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on. Maybe even a loan to Dortmund. Loan to Dortmund, Ethan Nwaneri on loan to Dortmund. Would you take that? What about Martin Odegaard? How much do you think a Premier League captain is worth? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know how much you would buy Morgan Rogers for. This has been the Rasenal Transfer Centre here on Rasenal TV, people there. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe every single time, and we'll be back tomorrow morning with another show. Peace out.